See? So they got Capilano, Marin Catholic, El Cerrito, Anley.
Now, will Marin Catholic play Division III, or will they move up?
No, they'll play Division III. It's interesting if you look at it. It looks like Healdsburg and Pioneer could make it in the smaller division, and Sonoma's going to make it for sure. They're 8-2.
So top 16 make it, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be playing Bishop O'Dowd right now if the standings.
That would be one.
They're 1-6 and 0-2. How can you make the playoffs by winning one game?
Well, that's just the way it is projected. The deal is you could actually, it's based on your division. So if you have to be 500 in your division, so you could be 1-1 in your division and still make the playoffs.
So the overall record doesn't matter. It's just what you're.
Yeah.
You have to at least be 500 or better in your own division.
Yeah, and if there's not enough that's that, they don't have to have. Sometimes the one or two will get a bye.
Then they decide where to seed you.
Yeah.
Whose name am I going to say left? Whose names? Which names?
James.
Just underline, maybe. It'll make them easier for me to spot on the fly.
So.
Van Wheel from earlier. That's cousin. Johnson. Bjornstad. Got that. Lawyer. Atch. Like Achu. Atchison.
Yeah.
Cantu. Johnson. Huffin. Generic. James. Einstein Early. Doubt. As in
Dowdy.
No.
Doty.
Doty. I always want to go Doubt. Doty. I always want to do that. Waters. That's Phoenix.
Okay.
Phoenix, Contreras, Ackerman, Fitz, Kangas, Nash, Van Grin, Chittister, Rivera, Campbell, Harris, Trene, Pamela Sawyer, Hicks, Wolmer, Weaver, O'Brien, the other Hicks who's out, the big guy's actually not playing, and Carrasco.
Okay. So now who's going to be handling the ball the most?
Quarterback is Will Smith, number 12.
Will Smith,
Kerr Johnson is the number 1 wideout.
Okay.
And Jannard James is the number 1 tailback. Okay. And then you're going to see a lot of backups in this game, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Once we get to the second.
And the starting wideouts, so you know, is Kurt Johnson, is Tyler Graham. So that's slot outside, and that's your other slot. There's your running back. You go 4 wide.
About 5 minutes in the game. I'll have it all memorized.
Yeah.
Mark you whenever you want. We're on the air. Good evening and welcome to Elmer Brown Field at Elsie Allen High School in tonight's varsity game between the Tigers from Emily and your Elsie Allen Lobos.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Football. We are at Elmer Brown Field here in Elsie Allen as the Annalee Tigers are on the road for the Sonoma County League play as they face the Lobos of Elsie Allen. My name is Eddie Van Weel. Along with me tonight, Chip Castleberry, my co-host in crime. Brian Van Weel will be on the computer, and Cameron Sills will be on the camera. You're watching the Tiger Sports Network, brought to you by your Annalee Boosters. So, Chip, tell us a little bit about this Lobo team.
Well, I tell you, they're getting a little bit better every year. It's been kind of a tough sled for them to push here in the last few years. The jump into the SCL, I think they will fit much better. Had a victory this year over Willits, shut them out, and played actually very well against Almalino, played well enough to win that game. They come in 1-6, 0-3 in league, and not much of an offense so far, Eddie. They've only scored 46 points this entire year.
So now the Tigers coming in 7-1 on the year. We are 4-0 in Sonoma County League play. This is not a team that has trouble with the offense. They are averaging 185 yards in the air, 136 yards per game. They've got 47 total touchdowns this year in 8 games.
And most of those have come from their 2 big playmakers. Jannard James has 96 points, and Kerr Johnson has 66 points.
Also led by junior quarterback Will Smith, who has thrown for 866 yards this year, 13 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, with a nice little QB rating of 124.
Yeah, he's played quite well, 64 out of 98, again, almost 900 yards. And if you remember, Eddie, he split time the first couple of games with the senior Royer. So if he would have played the whole year, he'd be well over 1,000.
And Will Smith's favorite receiver by far this year is number 1, Kerr Johnson. Kerr has 31 receptions on the year, 688 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He comes into this game averaging 98.3 yards a game.
Yeah, it's about 22 yards per catch. So very often the first time he touches the ball, he does score. Quite a great wide receiver. Number 1, Johnson is only a junior.
As many of the underclassmen are leading this team, Jannard James is also a junior. Your quarterback, Will Smith, is a junior. Tyler Graham, one of the slot wide receivers, is a junior. And the other starting wide receiver on the outside is Skylar Van Weel, a sophomore.
And remove your caps in honor of our country. As seniors, Alexis Cahill and Marky Ponton sing our national anthem.
So welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Tiger Sports Network, brought to you by your Annalee Boosters. Again, my name is Eddie Van Weel. My co-host in crime, Sir Chip Castleberry.
Eddie, you mentioned the young sophomore kid, Van Weel. He also is accounted for 47 points. He has caught a number of touchdown passes, but he's also the place kicker, and there's been a lot of extra points kicked this year. One guy to watch out for on the Lobo team is number 11, Jalen Busby. Last year he got his first start as a sophomore quarterback against the Tigers. Was quite impressive. Very athletic, big, tall kid. He's a good football player.
So the Tigers won the toss and elected to receive. Back deep for the Tigers will be number 20, Jannard James, and number 1, Kerr Johnson. Now both of these guys have deep return speed, dangerous to kick to either one of them.
Yeah, both of those guys can take it all the way to the house anytime that they touch the football. Both have incredible speed. Both juniors. I'm impressed with the overall facility here at Elsie Allen. Beautiful facility, and I was really tickled to see their band. That was quite impressive pregame.
As we're getting ready for the opening kickoff here to start this game between your Annalee Tigers and the home Lobos of Elsie Allen. They're going to do an onside kick. Will go out of bounds. Tigers will get the ball.
I like that gutsy call. Why not? If you kick that ball deep to either 20 or number 1, there's a good chance it's going to come out to the 40 anyway.
48-yard line where it'll be first down.
So the ball went out at the 48-yard line. The Tigers will set up there 1st and 10.
Good throw by number 55, Lucas Castleberry at the ball boy position. 2-year letterman.
The question, though, is will he be returning next year?
He'll be returning for a lot of years. I I hope.
And now we've talked about the young underclassmen, but that might be a little bit too young to spot right now.
I tell you one thing, he can't run as fast as 1 or 20.
All right, so at the bottom of your screen, you got number 1, Kurt Johnson. In the slot, number 80, Dominic Carrasco. Your quarterback is number 12, Will Smith. Jannark James is the tailback, number 20. Smith will take the look, finds number 4, Tyler Graham. Cuts inside, gets dragged down, will be a gain of about 8 yards. Be second and short for the Tigers. Skylar Van Weel, number 6, is at the top of your screen, the other starting wide receiver.
You can see the Tigers run a no-huddle Oregon-type offense. They do a good job of running a lot of plays without a huddle.
Defense was not set as they hand the ball off to Jannark James. Will scamper, but he will be short.
That was interesting. When the ball was snapped, there was nobody on the line of scrimmage, and Jannark only managed to get about 1 yard gain.
So it'll be a third and about 1 yard here for the Tigers. Inside the Lobos territory down at about the 43-yard line. Now we got James split out in the slot, 5 wide receivers, empty backfield. Smith with the quick throw, finds Graham. He catches it at the 35, gets around the corner, and gets dragged down at the 30-yard line. First down, Tigers.
Lobos are giving the Tigers an incredible amount of room. The nearest cornerback that time on the right side was probably 20 yards back. If they give that kind of room to the Tigers, they'll throw underneath all night.
Well, I'm sure they're worried about the deep Smith of Kurt Johnson as he's repeatedly gone over the top of people. Smith back to pass, finds Johnson on a quick slant. He'll break a tackle, gets back to the outside, almost down to a first down, but he'll be short at about the 22-yard line.
There's so much reading in this offense. You can see that the Tigers can see that they're trying to take away the deep ball, so they're just doing spot passes, stop and go. They'll go up over the top here pretty soon.
Let's see officials' timeout as they're getting the set. Now it's back in action. Empty backfield again. 3 wide receivers at the top of your screen. James is in the slot at the bottom. Will Smith taking a look over the defense. Gets the hike. He's looking back, going again for Kurt Johnson. Instead, he finds James, who juggles it, but catches it out of bounds inside the 10, down to about the 5-yard line.
The Tigers are a bit short-handed tonight. A couple, 2 or 3 starters are not playing tonight. Nothing major injury-wise, but just trying to get them a little bit healthy. They're missing Jacob Hicks, probably a D1 guy, great lineman, was lineman of the year last year in the Sonoma County League.
So first and goal for the Tigers here down at the 5-yard line. Smith takes a snap, inside handoff to James. He dances, breaks a tackle, but he will be short as the Lobos drag him down right at about the 1-yard line. And quickly again, the Tigers are back up on the ball. Another inside handoff to James. This time he will get in the inside. Touchdown, Tigers.
That put James over 100 points this year with 1 more game to go after this in terms of regulation. As a sophomore last year, he scored 90 points. He's 102 right now.
So Skylar Van Weel, the sophomore, will come in for the extra point. Royer is the holder, and Cantu is the snapper. Ball is up, and it's deflected, blocked by the Lobos.
They came hard on the outside, did a very nice job. A little bit of a slow hold there. Nice play by the defense.
Looks like number 34 got in there on the play. That was Kenneth Altamarino.
Yeah.
That's what we should call you tonight. The long pause was us trying to figure out exactly how he pronounces his name.
You notice I didn't help you on that.
We failed miserably.
I got the Kenneth right.
Yep, so Kenneth with the block on that one.
There we go. Nice play.
So Eric Bjornstad, number 8, will come out to kick off for the Tigers. They have an early 6-0 lead.
As I mentioned earlier, Jacob Hicks will not be in the middle of the line, the nose guard. And number 2 is a starting corner for us. Freeman will not be in there. They're both in civilian clothes tonight.
Although Scotty Hoffman has filled in beautifully for him in the last couple of games.
He's done a very good job. Very, very good job for the senior, number 17.
And Bjornstad with the deep kick. Customary right about the 10, 15-yard line. Holding by the Lobos. Runs it up the middle into a gang of white, and he'll be dragged down short of the 30 at about the 29-yard line.
Nice little return, just a wedge up the middle, take over on their own 30. I really like Annie's sporting new pants tonight, all white look. Looks very nice.
Well, this is the first opportunity they've had to wear the all-white look. As you remember, early in the year, we went to Hayward to play Stellar Prep. They were ready to unveil these all-whites at that time, but Stellar Prep did not have their home jerseys ready, so we actually went with the blue and white look, which I got to be honest, Chip, I like much better than having those black pants.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of black pants. My wife certainly is not a fan of the black pants.
Motion by the Lobos. They stop. Coach is calling back here. They're looking over the sidelines, getting an adjustment. Kangas showing blitz. Number 7 goes in motion, looking down the bottom of the screen, but he will not be able to get it off as he's wrapped up and slung to the ground quickly.
Kind of a jailbreak there by the defensive line. Good penetration.
Eris got in there on that sack.
Eris is actually starting for Jacob Hicks today, and he got in there first play from scrimmage, got a sack.
So it looks like about a 5-yard loss on that sack. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Lobos as they're now back to about their 24-yard line. Looks like their quarterback is number 11, Jalen Busby.
And he's an excellent athlete. As I mentioned last year, I was impressed with him as a sophomore. He's a good football player.
Motion by the Lobos. Again, wing will go in motion. Inside handoff, but nothing happening there. Looks like maybe a gain of 1 yard on that play as they got it out to about the 25-yard line. It's going to make it a 3rd and long for the Lobos here as they need to get out to the 39-yard line to get that first down.
The Lobos have struggled on offense. During the league play this year, they've only managed 16 points for the entire league season.
So Hoffman and Cox are your starting corners, 15 and 17 respectively. Einstein is your safety, number 21. Atchison, Doty, Kangas, Ackerman, all your starting wide receiver or your linebackers here. Again, motion by the Lobos. It's going to be a reverse. Now it's going to be a pass. It's going to be short, though. Cox can intercept this ball, and he drops it. But we may have a penalty here.
Nice job by the Tigers not being fooled by the little razzle-dazzle, a reverse pass. Einstein was in very good position at the safety.
Newell was one of the other starting outside linebackers. Looked like your linemen starting was Eris, Cantu, and Wolmer.
Looks like we got a roughing the passer. That'll be a first down, I believe, for the Lobos.
That was on Cantu, who's now jogging off, as the coaches did not like that, as what would have been a punting situation is now going to be a first down for the Lobos.
You can't make that kind of mistake if you're getting ready. Anley has kind of breezed through their league schedule, but they got to start playing a little sharper when it comes to playoff time, and that's not acceptable.
Well, and on that play too, that ball was a duck. Cox should have intercepted it, and that penalty would have given switch to turnover, which is, like you said, you can't allow. You got to get sharp here, as you only have 2 more games before the playoffs. Quick pass the outside, but tackled immediately. Ball is loose. They're going to call it incomplete. I believe that was Scotty Hoffman coming up fast on the tackle.
Great hit, well covered.
So
I think the incomplete pass was the right call. He did not have possession.
So incomplete pass makes this a 2nd and 10 for the Lobos, and they are on their own 40-yard line.
More of a spread look this time, Eddie. He's not under the center. He's back in shotgun territory.
So 2nd and 10. Got motion again from number 7. Looks back to the top of the screen. It's going to be a little bubble screen. Has blocking, but doesn't get much there. Short gain for the Lobos.
They like to move the guys around. There's been motion every play trying to just kind of fake the Tigers out a bit. So far, that has not been effective.
Well, Hoffman, Newell, and Ackerman got in on that tackle there, made it a very short gain for the Lobos, and now we'll have about a 3rd and 6 at their own 44-yard line.
Ackerman's played very well this year, has 44 total tackles. Also a junior.
Now, as you can see, all the players looking down at their arms. They have, looks like, quarterback wristbands with the plays. Busby back to pass, going out in the slot. Oh, incomplete, just away from number 7. He was trying to find Villegas, but incomplete. Now will be 4th and 7. Could be a punting situation here for the Lobos.
Good pressure again by the Tigers. He didn't have much time to throw. The 2 deep threats are back at twin safeties in terms of returning the punt.
So back deep is James and Johnson, and they're very far. I mean, they're on the opposite sides of the hash. Looks like passing situation, so those guys better come up and play safety here pretty quickly. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Busby still your quarterback, but the Lobos head coach will call a timeout.
Timeout. Elsie Allen, their first timeout.
It'll be interesting now to see whether they'll regroup and try to punt the football, or they had the Tigers kind of a little bit by surprise, didn't get into a real defensive formation, but the coach had decided on the Tiger side not to call a timeout and just play with 20 and 1 as safeties.
So Coach Larry Marr of the Elsie Allen Lobos calls a timeout. It looks like it had it, like you said, in their favor on that one. You had James and Kerr Johnson. Two guys normally don't play a lot of safety, although you'll see Jannard back there on occasion. And Kerr does play some corner when needed. But they had trips to the bottom of the screen. Maybe a time to go for it in a game like this. As we said, you do not want to punt to the Tigers. You do not want to get the ball into the hands of either James or Johnson on the return.
No, that's not a good idea for the Lobos. And again, they've struggled all year on offense, so maybe they're going to try something a little bit different this time.
Pick up your tickets for the Lobo Lounge Wolfstock.
Looks like they're still in regular formation. They're not in punt formation, so they're going for it. The Tigers this time do have their regular defense in.
So Einstein will quickly come back out at safety. Newell will drop back from one of those outside linebacker positions.
Twins on both sides this time, Eddie.
And Seven's coming in motion once again. Going to the top of your screen. And again in motion. Busby takes a snap. Goes over the middle. Will be caught. But Kangas is all... Nope. I think Doty was all over him.
There's a flag on the play.
And that was Brandon Doty, who's all over on the tackle to make that come up short.
Short of the first downs. I don't know what the flag was.
Well, it should be a turnover on downs. I believe, let's see where they marked the ball. That 55 is just really confusing him. He needs to get off.
He's got speed, Duddy. That kid could really run. We used to time his dad with the calendar.
What was his speed, July?
Yeah.
August?
It was right between there.
So the Tigers will take over the ball at the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Annalee.
First down, Tigers.
They had trips to the bottom of your screen. Now they adjust and will have trips to the top. James is still your tailback. Will Smith is your quarterback. Inside handoff to James. He will keep it. Gets to the outside. Breaks loose. Breaks another move. Gets dragged down from behind. Gain of about 15 yards for James.
First down.
So just like that, the Tigers are down at the line, at Elsie Allen's 35-yard line.
Jannard's only played about half the season because Anley's been so far ahead, but he has well over 500 yards rushing.
Smith back to pass,
touchdowns.
Finds Van Wheel on a bubble screen, cuts back to the middle. Not a lot going on there. It'll be a short gain.
I've been impressed with the Elsie Allen defense. In the other games, most recent games, Anley scored pretty much at will the first 2 or 3 possessions, and they're hanging tough right now.
So the full set coming in for the Tigers here as Cantu and Kangas come out as fullbacks. It'll be an inside handoff to James. Has a lot of room, breaks right through, running away. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, I guess
Jannard James with a 34-yard touchdown run.
I spoke a little soon. That's his second touchdown of the night. Well over 100 points scored this year.
Give it up to the offensive lineman for the Tigers. That was a beautiful hole. Kangas and Cantu helped out with some blocks. James did all the rest.
That's the formation they ran quite a bit last week when they were so far ahead of El Molino. It's almost a power situation out of a spread look.
So Cantu's your long snapper. Royer will be the holder, and Van Wheel is the kicker. Kick is up. Through the upright. No.
The kick is no good.
Pushed it to the side.
A little pressure again there from the outside on the offensive right side, defensive left side. The guy closes quite well off the corner.
All right, to give you a few score updates from around the league, Sonoma Valley is leading El Molino 7-0 in the first quarter. It looked like a 7-yard touchdown run by Dan Dealey. Maria Carrillo and Rancho Cotati are tied at 7-7 in the first quarter. Casa Grande is leading Ukiah 7-0. That's about 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
The Sonoma score is interesting. If Sonoma wins out, which they have a good chance to do, they'll end up 8-2 on the year and probably will be seated pretty high in the playoffs.
And one more score for you. Cardinal Newman is leading Windsor 7-0 in the first quarter. So Tigers out to kick again as Bjornstad, number 8, will be the kicker. And it looks like we'll have an offsides.
A little bit sloppy again by the Tigers.
Well, if they wanted to practice their wind sprints, they're going to get another chance here as the Tigers will be forced to kick off again.
If they keep having penalties, they're going to be having plenty of wind sprints come Monday morning. I can guarantee that. That's one thing that a coach just hates to see. It's one thing to get outplayed, to maybe be beat, but you can't beat yourself. You can't make those kind of mistakes against anyone.
And I know one of Coach Bourdon's rule is for every yard of penalty yardage you have in a game, that's an up-down. So they just added 5 up-downs to their tally.
So they're up to 20 already.
Bjornstad with the deep kick. Pulled in by the Lobos around the 20. He'll scoop it up, hit into one of his own players, and then slung down to the ground by the Tigers.
About the same starting position. They're about on the 28, 29-yard line on their own territory.
So the Lobos will come back out on offense trailing 12-0 as your Annalee Tigers are leading this game early in the first quarter. And as we said earlier, right now the Tigers are projected as about the 4th seed in Division III for these playoffs coming up in a couple weeks. 3
really good teams in front of them, Capilenda, Marin Catholic, and El Cerrito. El Cerrito is reading the paper. They have 3 or 4 D1 guys going big-time college football next fall.
5:11 left in the first quarter. Again, motion by the Lobos. As you said earlier, they tend to motion most of their plays. But now they stop and get a reset by their head coach who calls out an audible. Be inside handoff to the Lobos. Short gain, but corralled after about 2.
It's kind of interesting, Eddie, with they go no huddle, but they don't really run a lot of high-paced offense. They get there, then they stop, look and get the read off of the armband. So they could be in the huddle, would be the same amount of time that they're taking.
Yeah, nowhere near the pace that the Tigers run.
No, the Tigers get that in pretty fast, and they're ready to go.
So Busby again gets the audible from the coach. Motion from the Lobos. Be another inside handoff. Another short game, reaching forward, trying for that first down, but he'll be a yard or 2 short.
Ran right at the Tigers that time. Pretty good blocking at the point of attack. Picked up us 5 or 6 yards. Third and short.
So third and very short, maybe about 2 yards here for the Lobos. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. They've had some success running straight at this defense. Let's see if they try it again here on their third down play. They do inside handoff, but looks like he will come up short.
Yeah, not much there.
Well, not a lot of room to run there as both your inside linebackers were blitzing on that play, so it'll be a 4th and short. And the Lobos went for it on the last time, so we'll see if they go for it here deep in their own territory.
Yeah, the Tigers have only let up 27 points totally in league this year, so they've played pretty stoutly on defense.
So Lobos head coach Marr will be rolling the dice here as it's 4th and 2 at their own 37-yard line. Lobos showing blitz. Number 7 is in motion. It's going to be an inside handoff. He's not going to get it. He's just swarmed. Looks like Kangas got to him.
They had all the gaps covered that time. The inside backers went A gaps. The down guys had the B gaps. No gain. Probably lost a 2 there.
Yeah, loss of at least 1 as it's spotted at the 36-yard line. The Tigers will have 1st and 10 at the Lobos 36. So as we were saying earlier, the leading rusher coming into this year for the Tigers is Jannard James. Coming into this game, he had 70 carries for 566 yards and 14 touchdowns. He added 1 touchdown earlier. Let's see if he adds another one here. Still has some room. He will get free. Say goodbye. Forget about it. Touchdown, Annalee Tigers.
That's actually his 3rd. Remember, he scored on the dive early and then 2 long
That's right.
ones.
So
Oh, we got a flag, I guess.
Oh, it's going to erase a 36-yard touchdown run by Jannaric James. Let's see what the call is here. Looks like the initial call will be holding on the Tigers. Add 10 more up downs to the tally.
They may get more than that because it cost them a touchdown, so that's not going to be real popular come Monday morning.
So that's a spot foul. Looks like they held at about the Lobos 30, so they'll mark it back 10 from the spot. It'll actually be second down. Should be first down here in about 14 for the Tigers. Again, in that full set, Will Smith back to pass. He's looking deep. He'll now pull it down and run. Gets to the outside, cuts it back in, plows his head down inside the 35 at about the 33.
He extended the play quite well there. That's one thing that Will can do quite well is when he's in trouble, he can use those legs to get out of it.
And they're running out of their full set, so they only have 2 wide receivers on the outside. Number 1, Kurt Johnson's at the bottom of your screen, and number 6, Skylar Van Weel's at the top of your screen.
They're giving Kurt a lot of room, too.
Well, they're backing off both those wide receivers. This slant should be open if they decide to go that route, although they have linebackers lurking.
The safety's at least 30 yards deep. I haven't seen that in a while.
So full set again for the Tigers. Smith takes the snap. He's looking back. Has Johnson on a quick stop. He'll grab it inside the 25. Let's see where the spot is. He might come up.
I think he's got a first down.
They're not moving the sticks yet, so we'll see where they spot it. Yep, and they will get a first down on that play.
He runs the ball so well after the catch, so they give him that much room. He's going to break one here in a minute. Again, good job by the offensive line. A lot of time to throw the football.
So Cantu and Kangas are back out. We bring in Tyler Graham and Carrasco. Will Smith finds Graham at the top of your screen, number 4. Makes a play to the outside, but good coverage there by the defense as they swarmed in for the tackle to be no gain. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Tigers here at about the 25-yard line.
Yep, that's what it is. No gain on that play. Trips right this time, Eddie.
James is still in the backfield along with Will Smith. Van Weel's isolated alone at the top of the screen. Going to go quickly to Van Weel. He's going to try to get to the outside. He breaks the tackle. He's still free. He could be gone. Forget about it. Touchdown, Tigers.
We had a flag, too. Excellent run after the catch that time by the sophomore, number 6, Van Weel.
25 yards.
Gets a 25-yard catch and run, probably about a 2-yard catch and a 23-yard run. Nice yards after the catch from Van Weel. He will now come out for the extra point as the Tigers have an 18-0 lead, and I think that flag was going to be a late hit on the Lobos.
Yeah, that will go on the kickoff, so the Tigers will get a 15-yard penalty, probably kicking the end zone from that distance.
So set up your triumphant again of Cantu the snapper, Royer the holder, Van Weel the kicker. Let's see if he can get one through this time. High snap, puts it down. Looks to be good, and it is.
Good play by number 55, the ball boy. Even being
did he catch it?
Away game, I don't.
I think he fumbled it.
Well, the lighting's not real good about lane 8 out there where that one went. So I'm sure if the lighting was better, he would have eaten that one up.
Well, I think he's going to get a couple more opportunities tonight.
Usually that's the home ball boy's job, but that kick could go both ways.
So the Tigers get another Will Smith to Skylar Van Weel, pass and catch touchdown.
On that particular drive, we had the one call back by James, but it was spread around. A number of people touching the ball, 6, 4, 1, 20, 12. A lot of weapons in that arsenal of the Tigers.
So now the Tigers will be kicking off from the Lobos 45-yard line. I'd expect Bjornstad to see if he can split the uprights here.
I'm sure that's going through his mind right now.
.142 remaining in the first quarter. Tigers 19, Lobos 0. And he just kind of pooch kicks it. Ball's free at the 13, pulled in by the Lobos. Cantu there quickly to make the tackle.
That's an excellent play. If he kept in the end zone, they would have got the ball on the 20. Now they're starting on their own 15. He just put that ball in the air, and they ran under it.
So Lobos will have a first down here. Haven't had a lot of success on offense so far tonight.
No, it's been a long year for them on offense. As I mentioned, they've only managed 16 points in league play. They scored, I believe, 30 against Willits, and they scored 10 against El Molino in a loss 20-10.
But, I mean, you could say not many teams have had any success against the Tigers coming into this game. I mean, they've scored 336 points coming into tonight's game. They were 7-1 on the year, 336 points scored, 107 points against, but only 27 of those points have been in the 4 league games. And
most of those have been in cleanup. The Pioneers scored the last play of the game. Sonoma didn't score until the fourth quarter.
So Busby is your quarterback, waiting for the shotgun snap. And I'm not sure. We got a penalty here.
That's delay of game.
Delay of game against the Lobos.
So they'll march them back 5 more yards, and now they'll be starting at their own 10, 1st and 15.
When you come off possession, there should never be a delay of game. That play should have been called prior to the snap of the ball.
And Elsie Allen, unfortunately, coming into this game, have played 3 league games. They've only scored 16 points. They've given up 127. On the year, they're 1-6, scored 56 points, but they've given up 246, which is the second most in Sonoma County League. Only El Molino with 276 points against has given up more. Again, the motion, quick pass down to number 24, but no room at all. As Atchison was right out there to grab a jersey, but then Doty and Kangas went up there to clean it up.
TJ was thinking 6 points right there. He was going to try to pick that thing off. TJ comes in with 49 tackles. He's played extremely well this year at that outside backer position. Good football player.
So to be second and about 12 yards now as they get a short gain on that 1st and 15. Busby back to pass. Does not see the pressure. The ball is loose. Picked up by the Tigers into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Kangas with the reception. Scoops it up into the end zone. Go to the Tigers. And another chance for number 55 to catch that extra point.
He's going to, he should have some pine tar.
Little stickum.
The Tigers have scored almost every way that you can score pick sixes, pick up fumbles, and going fumble in the air on a kickoff against Hillsburg and with the distance. This defense is pretty doggone good.
They've actually scored twice on their own kickoffs for fumbles that went in the air and run back. Ball is down again. Van Weel with the kick again. Up and good. So your Annalee Tigers are now leading 26-0 with 51 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Well, the Lobos are in a bit of a problem now because they're going to have to try to throw the football to stay in contact here. With this pass rush and this coverage, that's going to be a tough thing to do.
Again, give you a couple more score highlights from around the leagues. Kelseyville 14, Clear Lake 0 right now. Montgomery and Santa Rosa are in a 6-6 battle in the second quarter. Sonoma Valley is leading El Molino 13-6, still in the first quarter. Rancho Cotati 13, Maria Carrillo 7 at the end of the first. Here's a surprise for you people. Ukiah 7, Casa Grande 7, early in the second quarter.
Well, those are 2 surprising scores. It sounds like El Molino's hanging with Sonoma. That's good for the Lions.
Bjornstad getting ready to kick off. Ball is in the air. Looks like it'll get to about the 10-yard line. Lobos will corral it. Runs up the middle. Nice hit and tackle by Kangas.
Nice little return, though. Again, a little bit of a bubble right there in the middle. Just a wedge return. Gets the ball almost to the 30. They've been starting there every time this evening.
Unfortunately, they've been starting at the 30 and pretty much ending at the 30. Not a lot of love so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's further back than the 30.
So it'll be 1st and 10, trips to the top of your screen, 1 wide receiver down at the bottom. Busby is the quarterback. We have motion by the Lobos. High snap handled by Busby. He's going to take it himself and run. Gets a short gain at what could have been another catastrophe.
If he hadn't been 6'3", that ball would have been over his head. He made a very nice play on that. It was not a good snap.
Second down.
Another score update for you. Cardinal Newman 10, Windsor 6. Second quarter.
Busby has more things to worry about. He shouldn't have to worry about the snap. They put him in a very bad position.
Once again, trip to the top of your screen. One wide receiver down at the bottom. Motion by the Lobos. Another bad snap, and again, he's going to have to pull it down and run.
Made a little something out of nothing that time. Made a positive play, kept the play going, picked up about 8 yards. Third down and about 1.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Your Annalee Tigers leading 26-0. We are out at Elmer Brown Field. This is the Tiger Sports Network brought to you by your Annalee Boosters.
Elmer Brown was an old-time, long-time NBL commissioner. I knew Elmer quite well. Quite an athlete in his day. We lost him a couple of years ago.
Have a big happy birthday. Elsie Allen Lobo, happy birthday.
Here's a comment from Erin in Santa Rosa. She was referred to us by her husband.
Great customer service. I very much enjoy that you explain everything as you do it.
Thank you, Erin, and say thanks to your husband for recommending us. By staying in the safety and comfort of your own car, you're able to see and watch everything we do. You have my personal guarantee that nothing will ever be done to your car without your personal involvement. Oil Stop. How may we serve you?
Scores from around the area.
So we're back on the Tiger Sports Network, getting ready to start the second quarter here as your Annalee Tigers have a 26-0 lead. Early touchdowns, 2 of them by Jannard James on a pair of runs, one a short one a 34-yard scamper. Third touchdown was scored by Skylar Van Weel and a nice 25-yard touchdown reception. And then the last touchdown put in minutes ago was by Isaac Kangas. Scooped up a loose ball at about the 5 and stumbled and bubbled and rumbled into the end zone.
You know, Eddie, I really think that the Lobos have played a little bit better than what the score represents right now. I think they've hung in there pretty tough. I can't believe that the Tigers are up by 26 this early again.
So Busby looking to take it himself, and he'll have the first down. A hard run, gains about 8 yards, drags it out to the 44-yard line.
The time before that was a broken play. That was a design play, a quarterback draw almost. Did a very nice job. A hard runner, good first down for the Lobos.
And I think the Lobos are finding a little bit of a soft spot right up the gut on this Tiger defense right now.
There's a guy, number 75, that's usually there that's in civilian clothes tonight, so they might try to attack that nose guard.
Little guy, right?
Little guy. He's probably at the snack stand right now.
Motion again for the Lobos. And he's going to reset. Showing blitz up the middle. Looks like a loose ball. Not sure what happened. It could be a fumble. Let's see who comes up with it here. They're going to undo the pile, and it looks like it's going to be second down as the Lobos were able to recover.
Lobos retain possession.
Busby pulled out a little quick that time. He lifted his head a little bit quick, lost contact of the ball.
So that'll be a loss of about 6 yards here, maybe 5 or 6 yards for the Lobos. And Marr is going to call his second timeout of the half at 11:24 remaining in the second quarter. Your Annalee Tigers leading 26-0.
Busby kid's playing quite well, I think, so far under the center. He looks like he might be banged up just a hair. That timeout might be trying to get him back on track a little bit.
Well, it's always dangerous when those loose ball situations. You're bending over trying to grab the loose ball. You're getting hit from all sides. You know, you got to be careful if you're a quarterback there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Tigers are pretty relentless in their rush and their eagerness to try to get that football.
So Tigers have a 26-point lead here early in the second quarter. And the question for Bourdon at this point is, how long do you let your starters go in a game like this?
I would think that I'm just guessing, but I think they might let him go a little longer than what he has in the last couple of games, simply because so many of their starters just haven't had a chance to play. They need to get tuned up a little bit now, and this is the Lobo group of kids are coming hard and trying to hit hard, so I think it's good. It's going to be fun to watch.
So Lobos will get down on the ball. Busby's under the center. Motion again by number 7. Showing blitz up the middle. It's going to be a sweep on the outside, but there's somebody right on his tail, and he'll be dragged down for a loss as Cantu was all over that play. Coming from his right defensive end. Sniffed out the reverse, and big loss for the Lobos.
Yeah, number 7 there has been running that motion all night. He finally got the football. And he got Villegas got run down by a little quicker number 13.
Also favoring his ankle on that tackle as he kind of got pulled down in an awkward state. So it's going to be third and extremely long here for the Lobos.
Definitely a passing situation here. Trips left. trips right.
Busby looking over the defense. Dual safety look from Einstein and Newell. Again, motion for the Lobos. Ackerman, immediate pressure. Busby's going to pull it down and run. Some nice moves, but it's going to be way short of the first down.
Another bad snap. Ackerman was right there, almost had another sack.
So Ackerman blitzed from his outside linebacker position. Nobody picked him up. Busby immediately had to pull it down and run. Lobos will be forced to punt here on what looks to be about a 4th and 17. And the dynamic duo of Jannard James and Kerr Johnson back deep to receive for the Tigers.
Johnson and James are deep.
Lobos missing a player, get a late run out for one of the linemen. Snap is down. Kicker gets the ball just off. It's a high kick. It should not be returned as it's going to go out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. But like we saw the last couple of weeks, these teams are not going to punt to James or Johnson.
We had good pressure that time by number 70. Walmer almost got there to block it. He did a good job of not roughing the kicker.
So the ball will be spotted at the Tigers' own 46-yard line. And almost like last game, this is actually the first time the Tigers will have the ball in their own possession, on their own side of the field.
Yeah, last week against El Molino, the entire first half, the ball was always in El Molino's side of the field, offensively and defensively.
So Van Weel and Graham at the bottom of your screen, Carrasco and Johnson at the top of your screen. Will Smith is your quarterback, and Jannard James, number 20, is your running back. Again, the Lobos giving a lot of room for Johnson at the top of the screen. They're going to find Carrasco with nobody on him. He's just going to catch and run. Try to get through a tackle, but a nice one, but still going to be pick up about 17 yards. As
no one was within 20 yards that time. I don't know.
Nobody covered him. Johnson did he just ran down the field, and they said, well, let's all look at this guy.
Well, I'm sure they've watched a lot of film, and they've seen 1 and 6 and 4 going deep. So they're trying to take that away. But, boy, I tell you, that the short stuff is wide open.
So it'll be first down for the Tigers. Now Johnson, well, again, back to Carrasco. Another gain, another about 15, 16 yards.
Cleared with the outside receiver, ran an out pattern to the slot man, well thrown, 15 yards at a time. Just can't stop that in that formation.
I mean, right now, Will Smith's got to think this is like warm-ups. He's got nobody in his face. He can look and see the receiver. There's nobody on Carrasco.
They're just throwing against air right now.
Again, Will Smith back to pass. He's going to run now to the outside, cuts it back towards the middle. Gains another 10, 12 yards. Another first down Tigers as they're down to about the 10-yard line.
Very nice run, first down Tigers. It's going to be right about the 10.
So just like that, the Tigers have driven all the way down to the 10-yard line. Have trips at the bottom of your screen as now Carrasco and Graham are alongside Van Weel. Johnson and James at the top of your screen, empty set. Will Smith, the only one back, gets a snap. It's going to be a quick flare out to James. Sidesteps a defender. Gets around another one and into the end zone for a touchdown.
I tell you, you get that number 20 in space, and I tell you, there's just nobody in this area that can tackle him. Absolutely, they had 3 shots at him. He just pranced right in there. His third touchdown, actually his fourth, with one being called back.
So with 8:01 remaining in the second quarter, the Tigers are now leading 32-0 pending an extra point.
Well-designed play, went vertical with all the wide outs. He just threw a little swing to number 20, put him out there in space, and there's no touching him.
So we'll see if the Tigers can add the extra point. Van Weel with the kick. Plenty of leg. Right down the middle. It's good. So 33-0. You are watching the Tiger Sports Network, brought to you by your Annalee Boosters. Couple more score updates from around the league. Windsor 12, Cardinal Newman 10. We always like to see that score come across.
Yeah, Windsor's had a little tough go this year in the NBL, but they're playing better now, and that'd be a huge win for them.
Well, and Windsor does have the ties to Annalee as their head coach for this year. Was he not the JV coach last year from Annalee?
No, he's not the head coach, but he's working with the offense. He was the head JV coach.
So he's on the coaching staff?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ's doing a very good job. There's a couple of connections here, actually, with with the Elsie Allen staff too. Larry Otterbury, who used to be coach at Anley last year with the JVs, and actually coached on my staff in 1980 and 81 as our freshman coach. Great guy.
So the ball fumbled by the Lobos. He can't find it. Still loose. Whole lot of white around it. Into the end zone. Could be a touchdown, but they're not going to let him return it, which I'm not sure why.
Now on a punt, that is called a muff. I didn't think on the kickoff it was. But I think it's just a matter of time.
So that ball will be recovered by the Tigers as the Lobo receiver fumbled the ball. Was scooped up and run into the end zone, but they're not going to give him the touchdown. The ball will be placed at about the 8-yard line.
That's a pretty short field for the Tigers.
Well, again, at this point, I think if you're Coach Bourdon, who do you want to give the touchdown to?
You know, it's still so early. I think that he really will play his first group pretty much. As I said that, there's a change at quarterback.
Yep, Jacob Royer, number 9, is coming out onto the field. Looks like he'll still have the starting skill players with him. Van Weel, Graham, Carrasco, Johnson, and James are still out there along with Royer. Graham in motion, fakes the handoff, has Carrasco just behind him. And we have a flag on the play. Well, Carrasco was wide open on that play. Just Royer put it right behind him. Let's see, there was a penalty on it, so even if he would have caught it.
No, it looks like it's against the Lobos.
So let's see what they're going to do here. If the Tigers take the penalty, it'll be about half the distance on that 5-yard penalty. Should mark it down to about the 4-yard line. No, it looks like they pulled up the flag, so there is no flag down. Be an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Tigers.
It's nice to see Royer get a chance to play with the starters a little bit. He's been mainly mop-up in the last few games, and he needs to play with those.
Royer with the hard count gets the Lobos to jump. There's that penalty I was just talking about. Half the distance for the Tigers will be marked down to the 4-yard line. Now 2nd and goal for the Tigers. Yeah, Royer's got a lot of play in the second half of these games lately, but usually it's not with the starters out there at wide receiver and line.
So this will be good. He's a very good quarterback. He played very well early in the year. Probably the biggest difference in the two quarterbacks is Smith's feet are a little bit better. He can extend the plays. He's quicker with his legs.
So Royer takes the snap, looking down at the bottom. He's got a crossing route. Now he's going to scramble out, gets away from pressure. He's going to throw it to the back of the end zone over the head. He was looking for Carrasco. Scramble play. It'll be 3rd and goal.
That's a good throw because that's either going to be incomplete or caught for a touchdown. There wasn't a defender that could catch it.
So as you said, Royer comes in completing he's had about 585 yards on the year. About 56% of his passes are complete. 6 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. Had a quarterback rating of 79. So 3rd and goal here for the Tigers. Hard count again, and again the Lobos jump. So it'll be another offsides. It'll be another half the distance. Now they'll be down to the 2-yard line.
In all honesty, the Tigers don't need any help on offense, and anytime you're going to give them one more play and half the distance to the goal line is not a good play by the Lobos.
So in these situations, you often see handoffs right up the middle to James. We'll see what Royer does here. I'm sure he's going to want to pass. Calls out an audible to his line. James is going to switch over to the bottom of your screen on Royer's left. And again, handoff to James on the outside. He'll break into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
James.
It's almost criminal. I mean, if you give them that many yards, you gave them 7 yards in penalties, let them have the ball down at the 2. That's a gift for James.
If that ball was on their own 2, he still would have gone the distance that time. No one touched him. He maybe at the point of attack, there was a little two-hand touch going on, but he's too dadgum quick for this group.
So your Annalee Tigers are now leading 39-0 with 7:17 remaining in the second quarter. Bjornstad looks like he'll be out to try the extra point this time. And the kick is up. And no good as he pushed it to the right.
You know, that's a good play, Eddie, simply because the Van Wheel kid is a starting receiver, and there's always a chance you might get banged up a little bit. So that's a pretty good play by the coach to have a second guy get a chance to kick it when it counts. Unfortunately, it didn't count.
39.
So 7:17 remaining in the second quarter. You are watching the Tiger Sports Network, brought to you by your Annalee Boosters. My name is Eddie Van Wheel. My co-host in crime is Chip Castleberry. On the ones and twos tonight is Brian Van Wheel, and Cameron Silsley is the man on the camera.
Eddie, I was in a Safeway store today, and I ran into a gal that used to be working at our cafeteria when I was still teaching, Kathy. She says she watches us every week, and give her a shout-out. So thanks for taking care of us all those years in the cafeteria. And Kathy, there's a shout-out to you from the old coach.
Bjornstad again out to kick off for the Tigers. Good kick. Going to drop in. Fumbled again at the 20, but this time ball is still loose. On the ground again. Did he fumble it once more?
Looks like the Lobos got it back.
And they did. Lobos having problems with the kickoffs.
It's not like they haven't had a lot of chances to practice that either, so they need to get somebody that can catch the thing.
Well, they're playing a little bit of deep. They're trying to run underneath it, and that ball's just getting free from them. So Lobos will set up 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line, trailing by 39 with 7:06 remaining in the second quarter.
The Tigers do a great job covering those kicks. They had the one return on them for a touchdown by Healdsburg, but other than that, they've done a great job all year.
Busby under center. Will hand off right up the middle. Ball is free. Fumble. Let's see who recovered this one. And it looks like the Lobos were again able to jump on this ball.
That's where they've had the most luck, coming right at the Tigers up front there at the A gap. But that time, not much luck at all.
The Tigers are a very aggressive defense, but ball security has to become an issue here with the Lobos as they're putting too many down on this turf.
Yeah, just about every other possession, it seems like it's going on the ground.
So Tigers threatening blitz, and they will come from the outside. And Busby tackled for another loss.
Tigers are definitely controlling the line of scrimmage as they did last week against the El Molino Lions. They take that at the snap of the ball. The whole line is going back about a yard, so they're winning that battle quite handily right now.
3rd and 13 for the Lobos here. They're back to their own 16-yard line. So they've tried to run it up the middle here a couple times, Chip. No success. It's going to have to be a passing situation here.
It's going to have to be. You know, again, they haven't had any pass protection so far as the offensive line goes, so it's kind of a jailbreak.
But in that tight formation once again, Busby will keep it himself, but no yards to gain as Kangas wraps him up and tackles him after about a 5-yard gain.
That was a call play, too, just a quarterback draw. It's going to be 4th and long.
But a quarterback draw on a 3rd and 13? Right up the middle at the heart of the defense?
I didn't say it was a good call. I just said that was what the call was.
So, again, punting situation here for the Lobos. 4th and 8. They're at their own 21.
I don't see the punter in there, though.
I couldn't imagine they're going to want to give the ball back to the Tigers here at their own 20.
They're going to go for it. They're about to get a delay of game. They're about two ticks away from a delay of game.
Which probably would force him into punting. The back ref stopped counting. I don't think he wants to call it on him. Busby back to pass. Hoffman on the defense. Ball is in the air and thrown out of bounds. No chance. Great coverage by Hoffman on the play. And nice sportsmanship as Hoffman helps the Lobo receiver up.
And I think Newell was playing the safety that time, closed quite well, so we had it bracketed quite well.
Well, and the pass was led out of bounds, so, I mean, he could have been wide open. He still wasn't going to be able to catch that ball. So turnover on downs. You don't have to help this Tiger offense out any, but you just gave him the ball at the 21-yard line.
Pretty short field for the Tigers.
See if we still have the starters out there. No, it looks like Tyler Graham has now shifted into the running back position. Early looks like he's out there as a slot number 22. Royer back to pass. Quick throw to the inside.
Touchdown.
Carrasco will have a holding call. He did run it into the end zone. Carrasco would have had a 21-yard touchdown, but I believe it's going to be holding on the Tigers, and it is.
That was blocked behind the play. There's no sense in that.
Yeah, it's going to be a spot foul. Looks like it might be, at the what would have been the first down yardage. So after the 10-yard mark off, it's basically going to be a redo. They're going to put the ball back close to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be first down again, wipe the play away, and it's almost going to be 1st and 10 at the line of scrimmage.
And at halftime, the kids always talk to each other. They're going to say, hey, we've got enough up downs, no more penalties.
Well, in essence, a 1-yard penalty, but wipes away the 21-yard touchdown catch from Carrasco. And Royer again back to pass. This time he's going to swing it out to Early, get some blocking, and hammer it after about an 8-yard gain.
Pass complete to Early.
Again, a lot of different Tigers touching the ball as they do every week. It's certainly not a one-man show.
So it looks like we'll have a timeout on the field as the Lobos use their third and last timeout of this half. 4:19 remaining in the second quarter. Your Annalee Tigers leading 39-0. So going to give you some more score updates. Piners leading Healdsburg 6-0. Sonoma has gone back up on top on El Molino, 19-13. Maria Carrillo's got a 14-13 lead over Rancho Cotati. St. Helena 20, Fort Bragg 0. Cardinal Newman is now back on top. Windsor 16-12 in the second quarter. And Casa Grande has now gone from a 7-7 game to a 28-7 game as they are pulling away from Ukiah.
The Casa Grande is very strong again. I haven't had a chance to see the quarterback play, but I guess he's quite an outstanding young man.
An interesting article in the Press Democrat about Casa Grande and Annalee possibly playing next year.
I was talking to Daniel today. He's thinking right now that the preseason is going to be just very difficult. Open with Casa Grande, then Miramonte, then Montgomery, and then Rio Carrillo. So that'll be a tough go preseason.
So you've heard it here first. The first 4 games for the next year Annalee Tigers. Royer takes the snap. Hard slot, finds Einstein. Ball is free. It's going to be an incomplete pass. They had Einstein on the slant route, was put right on his hands, but immediate contact by the Lobo defenders knocked the ball free.
Nice throw by Royer that time. Hit him right in stride.
So it'll be a 3rd down and about 5 yards for the Tigers.
Now, Eddie, I'm not completely sure on that schedule, but that's what he's trying to do.
Inside handoff to Graham, has a little room, breaks it back to the outside, fights for the end zone, touchdown Tigers.
Finished the run quite well. It's going down, put the ball out, touchdown Tigers.
So the junior, number 4, Tyler Graham with the touchdown run. About 24 yards on the carry. And the Tigers now have a 45-0 lead.
Very nice drive there for Royer. Handled the ball well. Had a couple balls drop, but he's looking good.
And it looks like Van Weel will be back out for this extra point. The hold is down. The kick is muffed. No good.
Looks like the Tigers are trying to kick the ball away from number 55 back there this time. They've missed too many extra points. Those are the kind of mistakes you're not looking sharp when you do that. We've had some not so good snaps and one blocked, and we need to clean that up.
The score could have been, 49-0 if we had the 7 touchdowns with the 7 extra points. Instead, it's 45-0.
And still 4 minutes to play in the half.
So the Tigers will be out to kick off once again in the second quarter. Bjornstad puts it down, now counting out his players. And we'll see if the Lobos have any better chance here on handling the ball. Deep kick by Bjornstad. And loose again as the ball, they fall on it. Thank you. Again, the Lobos having trouble with this ball. Couldn't quite corral it this time. They just fell on it, but it's going to push them deep into their own territory.
That time that they was looking at the guys coming down, the Tigers coming down, he decided it'd be best just to flop on that thing.
So we'd like to give a quick shout out to Tigers fan Dominic Hulamard.
Dominic's an old player of mine. That whole Willamard family was quite a football family. They were great guys to coach.
And what position did Dominic play?
He played in the line. Almost all of them were linemen. They were a whole slew of them.
So a small family?
Small family.
Little guys?
They were from Pasadena. They moved to Muir High School. They came from Muir High School in Pasadena. The oldest was David, great player.
So Busby under center takes the handoff. It's going to be a quick pass the outside and dropped by the Lobo receiver.
Pass is incomplete. Second down.
They've got the drops right now.
3:53 remaining here in the second quarter. Your Annalee Tigers are leading 45-0. You are watching the Tiger Sports Network.
It's going to be a long field here. What are they on? About the 10 there, Eddie?
Yeah, it looks like they're backed up to their own 10. It's 2nd and 10. And not a lot of offense here tonight. I mean, we saw this last week with the El Molino Lions where they had, I think, negative 20 yards at halftime. We're almost in a very similar situation here with the Lobos. They're just unfortunately outclassed as the Tigers are doing whatever they want to them. Busby back to pass, has pressure, will throw it deep, but again out of bounds. Van Weel had good coverage there on the outside, but the ball pushed out of bounds, no chance for a reception.
Scouted a sophomore, getting a little chance to play a little defense. He's primarily a wide receiver. It's good for him to get a shot at cornerback now.
And he had Villegas, number 7, well covered. Also looks like Bjornstad's out there at safety. So Fitzpatrick, number 42, is out there for the defense right now. Looks like Contreras, number 34, is going to be your right cornerback. Daniel Hicks, number 67, gets some D-line play. I believe Phoenix, number 30, is one of those inside linebackers. Also, Donnie Rivera's, number 56, is in the middle. See if we can get a couple other names out there. The sophomore Kangas, 45, still out there on defense, but he shifted a little bit to the outside now. And he's blitzing from the outside. Busby again with the pass. Caught, but nice tackle by Van Weel as he comes up and gets an ankle tackle right at about the, looks like the 18-yard line.
Van Weel with the tackle.
Looks like he will be short of the first down. It's going to be a 4th and very short. Now, again, if they go for it and give it to the Tigers, you're giving it at their own 19-yard line.
They're going to go for it.
3:37 remaining in the second quarter. I don't know if this is brave or foolish.
Well, I don't think that they think they can stop them. So maybe it's just, what's the difference if they score from 30 out, if they score from 80 out?
Could be looking for Busby on the keeper here, but he will be back to pass. Quick to the outside, has a completion, should be a first down.
That was a nice throw. The ball was thrown all the way across the field, right on the money. Nice play. First down, Lobos.
So a gain of about 7 for the Lobos. They went for it on 4th down and got it.
That might have saved them being under 50 at halftime. There's still time.
There's still 3 minutes left there. Another deep pass, wobble. Van Weel will grab it. Intercepted Tigers, as you were saying. Still fighting. And dragged down at the 45. They'll give him to the 48.
Well, maybe I spoke too quickly. Nice play by the second group there. Van Weel made a nice play at his position. He almost broke that tackle.
So the Tigers will have the ball at the 48-yard line. 2:55 remaining in the game. In the half. Seems like the game. It's 45 points. Royer is the quarterback. Tigers again in their 4 wide receiver set. Kangas now the lone tailback. He'll get the ball on the inside. Bruises right through the middle. Runs over a defender at the 40. He's down at about the 36-yard line.
The sophomore kid is starting to lack this running back position. He did the same thing against El Molino last week. Just straight up ran downhill. Another nice run by him.
I think it was a revelation to him. He said, I can hit people and I have the ball. Again, another strong run. Again, he's bruising his way through bodies. Inside the 30, down to about the 28.
Just right at him, like I said, downhill, running fast. I can run hard and get my name in the paper.
The funny thing is you watch Denard James run, and he's trying to make everybody miss. I don't think Kangas cares.
No.
He's just running straight up the middle going, yeah, hit me, go ahead.
He's looking for somebody to run in, too.
So Royer again hands off to Kangas. Again, he has room. Again, he's going to barrel over somebody. And inside the 25 down to the 24, 3 straight carries for Kangas and a first down for the Tigers.
You know, Daniel Bernone is such a great offensive mind. This here looks like the old Chip Cowsbury offense, running right at him.
So shotgun set. I'm betting Kangas is going to get it right up the middle. Let's see what happens. No, he's going to throw to the outside. Ball is high and incomplete, off the fingertips of Carrasco.
Ball was almost picked off. It was the old tip drill, thrown high. The corner almost came up with that ball.
And that pass was thrown high by Royer. He needs to put that one right on the numbers. Dominic could have had something going on if that ball was right in there. So let's see what Royer does here on 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Takes the snap. He's going to try the same play. This time he gets it to the number to Carrasco. He's going to cut back to the inside. Breaks the tackle. Got one man to beat. Stiff arm. Touchdown, Tigers.
Great.
Dominic Carrasco with a 24-yard catch and run.
It's going to be a bit misleading when we see the passing stats at halftime because so much of this has happened after the catch. Great run after the catch.
So score is 51-0 Tigers. 1:24 remaining here in the second quarter. Looks like Bjornstad will get another chance at the extra point. Kick is up. Looks like this one will be good. Drilled through for Bjornstad. So the Tigers take a 52-0 lead. 1:24 remaining in the second quarter. Unfortunately, we're over 50.
Yep, it happened.
Now, in this situation, it's almost tough to even blame the Tigers on it. They're doing a lot of basic plays, and the Lobo continually go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely.
Is giving the Tigers a lot of short fields.
You cannot ask a kid like the sophomore kid number 45, who's a 4th-string running back, to do anything, so he just runs right at him. He probably averaged 9 yards a carry on that particular drive.
So Bjornstad will tee it up again at the 40-yard line. 3 straight kickoffs in a row that's been bobbled by the Lobos. Let's see if they can just get a nice, clean grab on this one. Bjornstad with the kick. Driven back. Handled cleanly this time by the Lobos. He'll take it straight up the middle. And it's going to be a group tackle at about the 25-yard line. So 111 remaining in the second quarter. Your Annalee Tigers leading 52-0. Some more scores from around the leagues. Pioneer is leading Healdsburg 6-0 with 6:10 remaining in the second quarter. Casa Grande has really opened up a lead as they're now leading 35-7 at Ukiah. Windsor has taken the lead back from Cardinal Newman. Now it's 19-16 as they keep flip-flopping scores. Tamales 8, St. Vincent 0. Busby back to pass. He's looking out the outside. Quick pass caught. Cuts back to the inside, and hard hit.
The Tigers hit each other that time. There was a helmet-to-helmet with 2 defensive players.
Hopefully the Tigers player is going to be okay, but he took a very hard hit, and they were both going for the ball carrier.
Can't see who that is. It's a big kid.
We'll have an injury timeout with about 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
And what happened? As they converged on the play, the Tigers actually went helmet-to-helmet. Got hit right in the top of the head.
So once we get a name on that, we'll get back to you. Right now we're going to cut away for a commercial break. We'll be back momentarily. Hopefully all our wishes are with this Tigers player.
On behalf of everyone at the Sebastopol Police Department, Chief Jeff Weaver would like to remind all Annalee High School Scholar athletes to play it safe both on and off the field. Keep your body and mind drug and alcohol free. Drive safely. Never text or talk on the phone while driving. Always wear your seatbelt and don't speed. Remember, you are leaders on and off the field. Make Annalee proud. Go Tigers!
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar.
Bailey Trene.
And we're back. Bailey Trene was the injured Tiger player, but he got up under his own recognizance. He's being walked off to the sidelines right now. I'm sure the Tiger staff will take a look at him, make sure he's okay. And I highly doubt with a hit like that we'll be seeing him again tonight.
No, for sure not. The athletic director, Joe Elwood, does a great job with the kids in the whole concussion situation. The kids are all tested. He'll do the right thing.
So Busby had a quick pass down to the bottom. Van Weel read it beautifully, drilled the receiver, and actually lost on the play.
Third down.
Read it right off the bat, went right by the blocker, made the nice tackle. And again, Busby back to pass. He'll pull it down and run this time. Ball is kind of loose there, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at about the 40-yard line.
They're out of timeouts. They're just going to down the ball. They are trying to get some kind of offensive thing going, but they've wasted the 3 timeouts, as you recall.
So the clock will reset down to 20 seconds, and they will spike the ball with 16 seconds left on the clock. So we could see some type of Hail Mary here as the Lobos are trailing by 52 here in the second quarter. Quiet home crowd here who did not expect, I'm sure, to come out here and get hit this hard by this Annalee Tiger team.
That's quite a visiting stands over across the way. It goes from the 10 to the 10. It hold a lot of people. They could hold a big event here.
Well, as we've seen the last couple years, the Annalee Tiger faithful are travel very well.
Absolutely.
So 16 seconds left. Busby back to pass, looking up to the top. It's going to be a deep pass. Nice throw, but slightly overthrown as Contreras was back there on defense.
Yeah, 3 Tigers back there. Good coverage.
And as you were saying, it shows Busby has a very nice arm.
He's very athletic. He doesn't have a lot of support around him. He's a good football player.
So now will be 3rd down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. 8 seconds remaining. So this could be the last play on the half, depending on if it's caught inbounds or not.
23-19. Casa Grande 35, Ukiah 7 at half.
So 8 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Your Annalee Tigers are leading 52-0. It'll be a 3rd and 10 here for the Lobos.
21, Maria Creel 14 at halftime.
Empty, but no, they've still got one running back. Trips to the top of your screen. And Busby looking down at the bottom of the screen here. He's going to be going deep. Van Weel on the coverage. And overthrown again just slightly as Newell came over there. Actually, Bjornstad got in on the defense.
Yeah, it was nice coverage. Good. Again, had him bracketed there and good coverage. One more play, looks like 2 seconds to go.
So 4th and 10 for the Lobos. Let's see if they try that once again. Again, you have Newell. Let's see. Newell is number 3, the safety at the top of your screen. Bjornstad is number 8, the safety at the bottom of your screen. The corners are Van Weel and Contreras. They're looking like they're going to drop off now about 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Riveras, Doty, Phoenix, Kilpatrick are your linebackers. I think Kangas is still out there. No, Kangas is not. That's right, because they have the dual safety. Van Grin, Hicks are your D linemen. See if they can get pressure on Busby here. Faking blitz up the middle. Motion for the Lobos. Again, they're going to go deep, and now over the middle, overthrown and incomplete.
That's the last play of the half.
So that'll do it here at Elmer Brown Field as your Annalee Tigers are leading the Elsie Allen Lobos 52-0. We'll be back after a few short breaks.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me Now I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. I earned my stripes. I went from 0 to my own hero. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. You're gonna hear me You're gonna hear me I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me
Here's a comment from Erin in Santa Rosa. She was referred to us by her husband.
Great customer service. I very much enjoy that you explain everything as you do it.
Thank you, Aaron, and say thanks to your husband for recommending us. By staying in the safety and comfort of your own car, you're able to see and watch everything we do. You have my personal guarantee that nothing will ever be done to your car without your personal involvement. Oil Stop. How may we serve you?
On behalf of everyone at the Sebastopol Police Department, Chief Jeff Weaver would like to remind all Annalee High School Scholar athletes to play it safe both on and off the field. Keep your body and mind drug and alcohol free. Drive safely. Never text or talk on the phone while driving. Always wear your seatbelt and don't speed. Remember, you are leaders on and off the field. Make Annalee proud. Go Tigers!
And now, your Elsie High School from live.
Sometimes they go too long. Sometimes they cost us 5 yards. On the kickoff.
I just get next mustard and relish. Thank you.
that video of Skylar as Marilyn Monroe.
What?
I want that video of Skylar as Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I don't know if they still have it, but I'll try to find it.
Your Elsie Allen High School drum line. Scores from around the area. Casa Grande 42, Ukiah 7. At halftime, Pioneer leads Healdsburg 6-0.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Elmer Brown Field. You are watching Friday Night Football presented by the Tiger Sports Network. My name is Eddie Van Wheel, along with my co-host Chip Castleberry. We are here to bring you all the action. Well, Chip, it's not exactly close here as we get ready to start the second half.
No, it's kind of what we expected. I was hoping to be a bit quicker than that. A couple of halftime stats. Anley passing, they were 13 of 17 for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. 12 rushes for 121 yards and 4 TDs. On the other side of the ball, Elsie Allen was 7 for 15 passing, for 15 yards passing, and rushing they were 17 for 17 yards. So it was a tough half for the Lobos. I haven't had an update on the injured Tiger, but he seems to be up and around.
I believe that was Bailey Trene.
Yes, he took a pretty hard hit right there on the noggin. As I said, the two Tigers collided, went helmet to helmet as they made kind of a sandwich out of the Lobo guy, and the Tigers got the worst of that one.
So we're getting ready here momentarily to start the second half. The Tigers will be kicking off to start the half as the Lobos will get the ball. But mistakes, penalties, I mean, we've seen a little bit of everything in this game, Chip, tonight. Is not only are the Lobos giving the ball back to the Tigers with turnovers, but then they're giving the ball back on turnovers on downs. And not only doing that, but they're doing that deep into their own territory. All that is contributing to this huge halftime score.
Yeah, again, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. I'm not sure it's going to make any difference where the Tigers start their drive. They may just think, you know what, if we go for it, we have a chance to make it. If we kick it to them, or even kick it out of bounds, 2 plays later, they've covered the field anyway. So they've just not slowed the Tigers down, and they haven't been able to mount up any offense at all.
So another similar situation in the last few weeks. Coach Bourdon's now got to decide how long does he go with his starters. At what point does he take everyone out and pretty much go to all the second and third string players, as we've seen for the last couple of halves, actually. I mean, this happened in every league game we've played in so far. I mean, this happened to Sonoma Valley when they were up 30-0 at halftime. I mean, this happened against Healdsburg. This has happened against Pioneer. This has happened against El Molino. Basically it's been a rinse-repeat. Annalee with about a 40-point lead at halftime. Yeah,
that's the way it's played out this year. The good news is the second and third string guys are getting a chance to play and get experience. The bad news is the first string guys are not getting a chance. As we saw tonight, just about every time Gennard touched the ball, he scored. He scored 4 touchdowns and one was called back. So, he had a whole season and only touched the ball 5 or 6 times.
Well, and everybody's scoring here. I mean, we've seen great runs from Van Weel. We saw a great run on Carrasco, which was called back. Graham had a really nice run. I mean, we've seen a lot. I mean, Kangas is just brutalizing people.
Yeah, he's probably going to run the ball a great deal, I would think, this half. I was glad to see Royer get a chance to play more in a game situation than just playing mop-off and just handing the ball off. And he threw the ball well at times. He overthrew a couple, but you never know what a quarterback position is so difficult to use. For us, we're very lucky to have 2 fine ones.
Well, and it's got to be tough for Royer, as we've talked about. He's not had a lot of opportunity to work with the first-string skill guys since maybe week 1 or 2 of the season, and you can see it with his timing's a little off. He's missing guys behind the play. He's had a couple throws that were a little high. Things that he'd probably, if he had been playing with the first all year long, these throws would be a lot better than what he's shown so far.
Yeah, early in the year he threw for over 500 yards, so he certainly has that ability. He did a lot of mop-up work last year, too. Played quite a bit last year as a junior. They're a real quality kid and a very fine football player. Great baseball player, too. Was very instrumental in Annalee's success. They lost the final game at the North Coast section, but that was a great baseball team also.
So we're at halftime right now, 52-0. Your Annalee Tigers are leading the Elsie Allen Lobos. Let's get you some scores from around the league. Montgomery and Santa Rosa all knotted up at halftime, 6-6. Casa Grande still putting a whooping on Ukiah, 42-7 now in the third quarter. Let's see if we get some other scores. Middletown is beating Cloverdale 27-7. Halftime score, St. Helena 41, Fort Bragg 0. Sonoma's doubled up on El Molino 26-13. Let's see if we can get a few ones. And the last score we had was Cardinal Newman 23, Windsor 19. And I believe that was at halftime.
That's quite a football game. That's a good one. Ukiah is down a little bit this year in the NBL. I'm not surprised at that score with Casa Grande.
Well, Ukiah has been playing really strong. I mean, who did they give? They gave someone a run for their money last week.
Montgomery. It was a great game, and not the triple overtime or something of that
triple
sort.
Overtime, and I mean, Montgomery did not expect to have that type of game against Ukiah.
Well, we're about ready to start the second half here. It looks like they're doing a little work on the quarterback's wrist. Busby, he was battered up pretty good that first half. Eddie, they actually have some size. they're not little kids. They're offensive line, pretty good-sized kids.
No, they have some depth. I mean, it's not like their JV team that only had 4 kids on the sidelines as their backups. You know, they've got some, depth on their team, but, I mean, it's just not as many as the kids on Annalee.
Yeah, Annalee's deep in all 3 teams. Elsie Allen does not have a freshman team. I think Annalee's freshman team is about 35 kids, about the same on the JVs, and then the same on the varsity. So they've got, well over 100 kids in the program.
So Bjornstad with the deep kickoff, handled by the Lobos. They'll bring it back out across the 20, trying to get to the outside. Hoffman puts his head down and makes the tackle, pushes the Lobo out of bounds at about the 25.
Good lane work there by Scotty Hoffman. He had the outside contained, didn't suck inside, turned the ball back, run back inside.
So we'll see if the Lobos can get any offense going in this half. As you said, they were limited to about 30 yards of total offense in the first half.
Yeah, they, that one time they had a little bit of a drive going, and then the Tigers helped them one time by getting a 15-yard penalty, but they haven't sustained anything for any length of time on offense.
All right, so Daniel Hicks is your left defensive end. Let's see, Skylar Van Weel is still your left corner. Looks like Phoenix, number 30, is your left outside linebacker. Kangas is still out there as one of your middle linebackers. It'll be a quarterback keeper, no gain, slung down by the Tigers.
A host of them, 3 or 4 kids now. They're trying to help him up.
Van Grin is your nose tackle. He was in on that tackle right there. Also, looks like 56, Donnie Riveras is one of the linebackers. Carrasco's out there now as a safety. Number 42, Cole Fitzpatrick's one of your outside linebackers.
Eddie, they'd be out by now, but it's pretty interesting. At least 4 starters didn't even suit up for the game tonight for the Tigers.
Your right cornerback is Miguel Contreras, number 34. And again, the Tigers now in more of a 2-safety look as it's Carrasco and Bjornstad. And another quarterback keeper. And short gain is dragged down there quickly was Busby as Fitzpatrick got a hold of him. Actually, Kangas got a hold of him. Wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, Anley's is quite a bit quicker team speed-wise. 11 can run with the Tigers. Busby has good wheels.
So it'll be a 3rd and 7 at their own 29 here for the Lobos. Tyler Graham, number 4, is checked in as a cornerback. It'll be a bounce pass. So an incomplete pass there by Busby as he tried to get it out to a slot receiver, but was about halfway there.
Well, let's see what their strategy is. We're in the same situation. They're on their own 27-yard line, 26-yard line, 4th down.
Well, they're not going to punt it. I mean, I guess at this point you're losing by 52. Let's work on our offense.
That sure makes for a short field for the Tigers if they don't convert that. They haven't had many 8-yard plays tonight.
So Busby back to pass. Has pressure. He's going to throw it over the middle. Has a receiver, but dropped.
That ball should have been completed. It was a good throw. Extended the play a little bit. Stepped up in the pocket and delivered the ball on the money. Just 80 couldn't quite hold on to it.
So an incomplete pass means turnover on downs. Your Annalee Tigers are going to get the ball at the 29-yard line. And I believe we're going to have a running clock in this quarter, as I haven't seen it stopped yet. So from this point on, we will have a running clock.
It's an automatic running clock in the 4th quarter, but both coaches can agree to a running clock in the second half. So that was an incomplete pass and a change of possession, and the clock's still running. So this will be a short half, time-wise.
So Royer is a quarterback. Graham is your running back. Inside handoff to Graham. Has good blocking, a lot of room right up the middle. He's going to cut to the outside. This will be a touchdown, Tigers.
And there's absolutely nothing else that the Tigers can do. That was just a quick handoff to a second or third string running back. Second offensive line in there. He was untouched for a 30-yard run. And you know what, Eddie? If they would have started that play on their own 20, it would have gone 80. No one ever touched him.
Yeah, he was in clean. Another touchdown for the Tigers makes this lead up to 58-0.
This could get ugly.
Bjornstad again kicking now for the Tigers. Could get ugly?
It is ugly.
It is ugly.
And you can, the Tigers are actually showing great sportsmanship. They're helping people up.
And Bjornstad no good as he pushed it to the left. The score will stay 58-0. Your Annalee Tigers.
If there's one really, really bad spot for the Annalee Tigers tonight, the kicking game has not looked good.
And for some reason, the clock has stopped here at 8:51.
I think that's on kickoffs, but we'll see.
So just on kickoffs, they'll stop it, and then it'll run for the rest of the plays?
It stops after touchdowns, I believe.
And as we said, I mean, part of this is the Lobos continually going for it on fourth down. They're just giving the ball back to the Tigers on short fields. And when you run a simple draw play and it goes for 30 yards and a touchdown, there's not a whole lot you can do if you're a Tiger coach to try to keep this score down unless you're really taking a knee.
Yeah, and, it would be more embarrassing to the Lobos for them to take a knee. It's, at least they're out there trying to compete. But, again, you can't ask a second or third string running back not to run as hard as you can. You can't ask people not to block.
So Bjornstad out there again to kick off from the 40. Nice deep kick.
Here we go again.
Lobos again with the misjudgment. Ball is loose. It'll be dropped on at the 10 as the Lobos recover.
That's just hard to explain. As many times as you receive a kickoff, if you've let up, darn near 400 points and that's your favorite play is the kickoff return.
Well, I wouldn't say it's their favorite play, Chip.
That's the one that's the most played play.
Maybe the one they've run the most this year.
And they need to have someone that can catch the football back there. Or just let the ball go. The ball would probably go into the end zone. You'd at least get it on the 20.
But it's a live ball, so it's not like a punt. It's not like you could just let it bounce and call, Peter or bingo and get away.
But the deal is it's going that way, and as soon as it passes the plane, it becomes a live ball. You can recover it there. At least you're on the 20 instead of going.
Busby back to pass. Short completion out into the flat. So number 88.
Pick up about 5.
And again, the corners for the Tigers here are giving about 10 to 15 yards coverage. I mean, they're not letting anything go over the top, but they are being told to stay back. So Busby again back to pass, looking at the top of your screen now. Fires it out there over the head of his receiver, incomplete.
Nice coverage there.
Fitzpatrick was right there. So even if he caught it, it would have been a very short gain.
Well, if they hold him here, it's going to be another short field with 2 plays.
And again, it's 3rd and 5. So we'll see what call the coach has for the Lobos. Running clock is down to about 7 minutes remaining in this quarter, the third quarter. Busby is under center. Takes the snap.
Ball was on the ground again.
And then he's also dragged to the ground as I think he was able to pick it up. But so, I mean, I hate to say it, Chip, but this is a comedy of errors right now as the Lobos can't get out of their own way in this quarter.
It's going to be 4th and 10 on about the 10-yard line. Well, I guess it's 4th and 7 on the
about the 14,
about the
maybe.
14.
I mean, how can you not punt?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a 4th and 7. You haven't shown consistently that you can move the ball at all, and every time the Tigers touch it, they do score.
Well, in the entire game, they've only had maybe 3 plays that were 7 yards plus yards. You need that for a first down.
But Lobos will go for it here on 4th and about 7. Busby is your quarterback. Wide receivers 2 at the top and the bottom. Busby back to pass, double pumps. 88 will catch it, and he'll run out of bounds. He'll get the first down at about the 32.
Skyler took a little shot at that. He was going to go the other way with that for a touchdown, but nice play by the Lobos. First down.
Just quite out of his reach. He tried to, I think, deflect it at the last moment and realized he wasn't going to be able to intercept it, but it's also tough. He's starting about 10 yards deep right now. Looks like Ben Early is the cornerback now up the top of your screen.
I must say I was glad to see them get a first down.
Yeah, I didn't want to see the Tigers get the ball again inside there. Inside handoff to the Lobos. Breaks away from a tackle. Hard run. Gain of about 7 or 8 yards. So good effort there from the Lobos ball carrier.
Kept those feet churning. Nice play. I thought it was going to be blown up at the line of scrimmage, but nice play, about 7-yard run.
So Richard DePaz on the carry there for the Lobos. Gets the Lobos actually about a 2nd and 3 here. Busby again under center. Takes the snap, goes back to pass. He's now going to pull it down and run. Has a little bit of room, but nice tackle by Rivera there, who gets him in open space. And Busby is going to be very sore tomorrow.
I was just thinking the same thing. Boy, that kid is taking a beating.
So it'll be 3rd and short here out at their own 41-yard line. Your Annalee Tigers leading 58-0. Busby takes it. Inside handoff, has a little bit of room. This should be a first down for the Lobos as they push it out to the 47-yard line.
That's 2 first downs in a row. This resembles a drive.
So in a couple more substitutions as now Contreras is coming out to play the left cornerback position. Van Weel will get a break. Carrasco and Bjornsad is still your centers. Busby back to pass. He will go right out to number 88, who catches it and steps out of bounds. Gains of about 8 yards out at the 45-yard line.
Ball delivered on time. Nice throw. 8-yard pickup. Maybe 9.
So
9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Lobos here as they're finally into Tiger territory.
Kind of uncharted waters for the Lobos tonight.
Villegas in motion. Busby will be back to pass. He's looking deep, trying to get it over the head of Early, and it'll be incomplete as he was there and Carrasco came over to help break it up.
Double coverage, nice job. That was kind of a jump ball. Nice job by the safety closing there. 3rd and short.
And we're under 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
Busby threw that ball about 50 yards in the air. That's quite a toss for a young man.
He's got a very nice arm.
He does a lot of things well.
It just hasn't had a whole lot of time to stand back there and throw.
No, there's still good pressure from these 2nd and 3rd string guys coming in there.
Well, let's see if Busby keeps this to get the first down. No, he'll be back to pass. And throws it in the dirt incomplete as he was just at the feet of the receiver.
4th down and short.
Yeah, he was trying to get it out to Bradley Grenier, number 88, down at the bottom of your screen, but it was an incomplete pass.
Bradley's been the best receiver for the Lobos today. He made a couple clutch catches on this particular drive.
Lobos have the ball at the Tigers' 45. They need to get it inside the 44 for a first down. Back to pass is Busby. He's going to have pressure. He's going to scramble out. Should have a first down. Hard hit, shakes it off, but then gang tackled. But it will be a first down for the Lobos as they get the ball down to about the 42-yard line.
That's 3 first downs in a row. That's a little bit of a drive here for the Lobos. Looking a little bit better.
David O'Brien, number 74. Daniel Hicks, number 67, are 2 your down linemen. It looks like Vangren, number 52, is also in there. Ball at the 43-yard line. Meyer in motion, gets the inside handoff. O'Brien gets a hold of him, and the few other Tigers come to help clean up the tackle, maybe a gain of 1.
I think that play was designed to go outside. He cut it back inside where there were a host of Tigers. Picked up about 1. You know, when the Tigers are, even this group here of the Tigers are faster than the Lobos, when you try to run wide, the Tigers are going to win that battle most of the time.
So Busby looking back over the quarterback, gets a call. Now they're all looking at their armbands to see what the call will be. Busby in a pistol formation. Again, Tom Meyer in motion. They fake the handoff this time. That's a quarterback keeper. Hicks spun around and made the nice tackle.
Nice play by the Hicks kid. Little deception there. Pretty well-designed play, but not executed too greatly.
Yeah, Daniel was blocked to the outside. He saw the quarterback cutting up inside of him. He spun off the block, made a nice tackle, be a gain of 1.
I mentioned earlier this year that he didn't play football last year, and it's been a real good deal for him being able to play a lot in these games. He's gotten a lot better.
So it looks like this will be the last play of the 3rd quarter as there's about 10 seconds remaining. I'm not sure what the call is going on right now as the Coach Maher is talking to the officials. And now it will definitely be the last play of this quarter. At the end of 3 quarters, it's Annalee Tigers 58, Elsie Allen Lobos 0. This is the Tiger Sports broadcast brought to you by your Annalee Boosters.
Well, that quarter sure flew by.
And again, we'll be starting the 4th quarter, 12 minutes, but it'll be a running clock. Lobos have probably their best drive of the game here.
Well, that's the only real drive they've had. They put together 3 or 4 first downs, moving the ball well.
All right, zip you around the league with some more quick scores. Middletown 40, Cloverdale 0. Rancho Cotati 28, Maria Carrillo 14. Sonoma 31, El Molino 13. Kelseyville 28, Clear Lake 14. Casa Grande 45, Ukiah 7. Cardinal Newman has taken control of that game. They now lead Windsor 30-19. Still halftime score. We haven't got an update in a little while, so you people out at Montgomery and Santa Rosa, give us a shout, as the last score we had was 6-6, a tie ball game. And then Pioneer people also at halftime was leading Healdsburg 6-0. We need a new score out there as well. So Pioneer and Healdsburg, get your shouts out. So we're getting ready to start this fourth quarter. It'll be a third and about 8 yards for the Lobos as the ball is down at the Tiger 40-yard line.
Lobos had the ball the entire third quarter.
Tom Meyer was in motion, was a fake. Busby's now looking deep. Pressure gets to him way deep. The only one there is Graham. He'll intercept it and get dragged down inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line.
That time Hicks put on the brakes. He was I thought might get a roughing the passer call, but he did a nice job letting up on the quarterback.
So they'll have the forward motion for Graham at about the 5-yard line. Just bad mistake there. Not a mistake, I would say. It's just, a bad situation as Villegas was running deep on that. Busby aired it out deep, but unfortunately, Tyler Graham was playing way deep himself.
Yes, and he made the right play, caught the ball at the highest position.
And Graham being a starting slot receiver, he's not going to drop that ball. To him, that's like a pass.
Absolutely.
He was going for it all the way. He corralled it in at about the 5. Villegas was able to make the immediate tackle, but unfortunately, it's another turnover for the Lobos.
It does result in actually a pretty good punt. For the first time, the Tigers will be deep in their own territory. I still think we're just going to see 45 on the straight dive. We'll see what happens.
So Royer is the quarterback for the Tigers. In motion is Ben Hash. Inside handoff to Hash. He's going to sweep around the outside, get some good blocking as Van Weel is doing an admirable job, and it'll be about a 16, 17-yard pickup there for Hash as he'll get the first down out to about the 25-yard line, maybe a gain of 20.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're out of the end zone, the shadow of the end zone. Nice play. Speed sweep all the way. Little motion action. Good job.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that is Hash's first carry of his high school career.
You're probably right there. He got a 20-yard average. Pretty good running back.
Now Van Weel in motion. It's going to be a speed sweep to him on the outside. He's going to cut up the middle.
He may score.
Gets through the gap, breaks right through, puts the speed on. We're going to have a hold, so this is going to come back. Again, he's going to break another move. He's down at about the 10. It would have been about a nice 70-yard run, but this ball is coming all the way back as they had a hold out at about the 38-yard line for the Tigers.
What a great run by the sophomore kid. Made a little move. Looked like his dad down there toward the goal line.
I think his dad would have scored.
Yeah, I think you're right, too. I know the older he gets, the better he was.
So unfortunately for Van Weel, he just did about 100 yards of sprinting, and he's going to get a little break on the sidelines to catch his breath. I hope those penalty yardage don't come in on these up downs, because if you count the yardage they've lost on these runs, they might be around 200 yards in penalties.
It's the heck of a deal, though. You make a 70-yard run, and then you got to do 15 up downs because some clown held a guy behind you.
You can't make Van Weel do the up downs on that run.
Oh, coaches can. You bet they can.
So he'll get a breather. I'm sure he'll get another run in a little bit as soon as he catches his breath. And it turns out to be about a 3-yard gain for the Tigers. Inside handoff to the bruiser Kangas, but they go low on him this time. Probably the best place to go. And he's tackled at about the 30-yard line. Short gain for the Tigers will be third and about 5.
One thing with the running clock, do you make a 70-yard play and it comes back, it runs about 4 minutes off the clock. Clock is stopped here. It looks like a cramp maybe with the Lobo kid.
One of the Lobo players is down on the turf, so we'll have an injury timeout here as your Annalee Tigers are leading 58-0 here in the fourth quarter. Could have been almost 60-something, but holding call bring back that run that Van Weel had of about 70 yards.
He's fine now. 34 looks like he's in good shape. Looked like a cramp. You know, Eddie, I really enjoyed the Lobo band today. The drums at halftime was outstanding. They haven't stopped having spirit.
So it looks like it's about 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Lobos jumps off sides there.
That's not the first time that they've done that tonight.
We'll give 5 yards for the Tigers and now be about a 2nd and 1 as the ball will be moved out to the 35-yard line.
Well, I'm sure we're going to see a pretty steady diet of 45 on a dive for the rest of this game.
Well, that or the speed sweeps.
Yeah.
I don't think Royer's going to put it in the air again. So you got a combination. You can give it straight to Kangas up the middle, or you can go in motion and give it to any of these slot or wide receivers. And Royer wants somebody to go in motion. Here comes Atchison, and there's that sweep again.
TJ with the ball.
TJ's on the outside. He's going to get around the end.
We haven't called his name much tonight because he wasn't in there very long at linebacker, but he's sure played outstanding football the last couple of weeks. Very impressed with the young man.
So it's a gain of about 9 yards from the Tigers. They'll get out to the 44-yard line, a 2nd and 1. Quick snap, handoff inside to Kangas. He's got a lot of room, breaks through and open. A bunch of Lobos players are trying to tackle him, but the pile's still moving. Another 4 or 5 yards after contact as Kangas just refuses to go down.
Looked like a rugby scrum there for a minute.
And again, at this point, you also have to feel for the Lobos. They do not have a deep bench. Most of these players have been playing the full game, so they're starting to get worn down now by the depth of this Annalee team.
I just got a text that we should call that the fly sweep from my son-in-law, who's an ex-football coach. So at least somebody's listening and watching this and corrected me. So how you doing down there in L.A., all you Thompsons?
I don't see any flags out on the field. So, Coach, timeout here for Elsie Allen here as Coach Morrow wanted to slow it down a little bit. I think as much to give his players a quick breath here.
Boy, in terms of stats, with that 170-yard rush call back and the one that James had called back, they could have rushed for about 400 or 500 yards this game if that would have not been called back.
Well, I got to hope that Coach Bourdon does not use that in the up-down count because, again, they're going to be well over 200 yards of penalty.
Let's see what we got here.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers at about the 37-yard line. Motion guy again, but looks like he went a little bit earlier. Is that this time it was going to be Bjornstad on the fly sweep?
Looks like a fly sweep, doesn't it, Eddie?
What was that going to be?
I think it's going to be a fly sweep.
All righty. And I didn't see any swatters on the outside, so it would have been a good gain for the Tigers. But as we said, more penalty yardage for the Tigers, another 5 yards.
Well, I don't know. I think Coach Keith is the condition coach. He's going to blow that whistle up down quite a bit come Monday.
Royer with the inside handoff to, I think that's Doty now. Stumbles down after a nice gain. And I believe Doty came in.
Yep, he sure did. Linebacker.
I think he saw the visions of dancing in the end zone and it just kind of tripped himself up on the turf there. But another good gain for the Tigers, another Tigers first down. Doty will get another chance with the ball. Ball is free. It's a fumble. Lobos will jump on it. And actually, that's not bad. I wouldn't mind that. You had a long drive. You took about 5 minutes off the clock. You changed the field from your own 5. You got it down to the 15.
Absolutely.
Or inside the 20, right at about the 19, and you didn't run up any more points on this team.
Some of the kids that don't get a chance to carry the ball were carrying the ball, having fun, and it's no fun to beat anybody by 60 points, so that's just fine.
All right, the Pioneer people are listening to us as we finally got an update here. Pioneer leads Healdsburg's 12-7. Whitkey had a 78-yard TD pass to Cleaver.
I saw those two teams about evenly matched going into that. I thought that'd be a good football game.
Rancho Cotati 35, Maria Carrillo 14.
That's a bit of a surprise to me.
Inside handoff has room, breaks it to the outside, breaks another tackle, gets a block, puts his head down out to the 44-yard line.
About a 20-yard rush that time. First time that anyone's really rushed the ball very well besides the quarterback. Nice run that time.
Probably the most explosive play we've seen the Lobos do tonight. Have about 5.5 minutes left remaining in this game. Your Annalee Tigers leading 58-0. Budsby still the quarterback out there for the Lobos. Going to be back to pass. He's going to roll out to his left, looking for, Van Wheel's going to pick six this. He catches, going to give him another chance. Burst of speed, down to the 30, down to the 20, 10. Forget about it. Touchdown, Van Wheel.
No flags this time.
Van Wheel with the interception return for a touchdown.
That time he showed great class after scoring, didn't know hot dog stuff. I can't see what number it is. I believe it's 22 from the Lobos. Went down and shook his hand, said, nice interception, nice run.
So the sophomore getting some play out of cornerback, and I believe that's his second interception of the game.
I'll tell you one thing. He's a pretty versatile kid. He's doing a good job both sides of the ball. He hasn't kicked the ball real well tonight, though.
Now it looks like Kurt Johnson's going to get a chance kicking. What can't this kid do?
He's third string.
Graham with the hold, Johnson with the kick. All right, he's not the best kicker, but he did get it through.
It did get through. Well, I think that's the first point that Johnson scored tonight. How unusual is that?
Yeah, he's going to come away in this game with 1 point. 65-0, your Annalee Tigers lead. Although I don't think with that kick he's going to be stealing the extra point duties.
No, I think they're safe.
And again, this is a really tough night for the Lobos. They're really trying out there, but they're just overmatched in this game.
Well, unfortunately, Eddie, they were way overmatched by the number ones of the Tigers, but they're actually overmatched with the twos and the threes. The Tigers are very, very deep, and they're going to be deep for a while. JV team is a very good JV team. They won big again tonight. The freshmen won again last night against a very good Windsor team, 21-7. So there's a lot of people in the stable right now at the old 6950 Anley Avenue.
So Sonoma Valley finally pulling away from El Molino as they now lead 39-13 with about 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And to update what's probably been the game of the night, Cardinal Newman 30, Windsor 27, end of the third quarter.
That was a great kick by Johnson. Oh, good coverage.
So better as a kickoff guy as the extra point guy.
That was a dandy. He's so athletic. Boy, he's quick.
Well, he could be auditioning for next year, as Bjornstad is a senior, so somebody different is going to be doing it for him next year.
Yeah, but 6 is only a sophomore. They got plenty of kickers.
So 4:25 remaining in the game. You are watching the Tiger Sports Network, brought to you by your Annalee Boosters. My name is Eddie Van Wheel. My co-host in crime is Chip Castleberry. Got to give it up for our technical director, Brian Van Wheel, and our super ace kick young cameraman, Cameron Silsley. Lobos with the run. No gain, if any. Quickly swarmed down at about the 17, 18-yard line.
I'm sure glad that the referee kept his flag in the pocket. That was actually aiding the runner by a big lineman, number 77, but that would have been kind of a tough call.
Honestly, if you're losing by 65, I want you to aid the runner.
Yeah, I tell you.
Do whatever you need to do. And referees, please keep the flags in the pockets.
Absolutely. Eddie, it's been a very, very clean game. I haven't seen any cheap shots at all.
No, good sportsmanship. I mean, a lot of times when you see a score this lopsided, teams will get a little frustrated. Nice pass out to the flat here. Caught. It will be a first down as Busby hits his receiver.
Nice throw by Busby that time. And they managed a few first downs this half.
The Lobos out to their own 30-yard line. Again, we have about 3 minutes remaining in this game. Busby back to pass. He's going to pull it down and run up the middle, and tripped up after a short gain. He was looking deep, but good coverage on Contreras out there at the top of your screen. Nobody to throw to. Carrasco, your safety on that side as well, made sure there was nobody open. Got Ben Early at the cornerback at the bottom of your screen, and Bjornstad is the safety at the bottom of your screen. Also, Fitzpatrick, number 42, out on a slot receiver at the bottom of your screen. Busby looking for pass. Well covered again. He's going to have to pull it down. He escapes away from pressure. Nice gain. Carrasco comes up, gets an arm tackle, and then gang tackled inside the 50 down to about the 48. You have to give major credit to this kid Busby.
I tell you one thing, you're right though. He is going to be one sore son of a gun tomorrow morning. He's probably pretty sore right now.
Elsie Allen coach calls a timeout here with about 2:20 remaining. I think he just wants to give these guys a little break. And honestly, I think he wants to get him on a scoreboard.
I think absolutely. And I tell you, Busby has the ability to break a long one against these slower Anley kids right now. he's a good football player. There's no quit at him, that's for sure.
But, I mean, you can look out there right now at these Lobo players. They're hunched over. They're breathing hard. I mean, they're in pain. This has been a long game for them.
Well, it's not only being outrun as they have been, but they've been certainly out-hit. And you get hit in the mouth every play, and it's not a whole bunch of fun.
So the ball will be out the 48-yard line of the Tigers. Clock stopped at 2:20 remaining in this game. Your Annalee Tigers leading 65-0. This is the second timeout of this half called by the Lobos. They have one remaining.
If they hadn't called those, they could have been in the shower by now. It might have been a good move.
Yeah, but I think that's also a learning experience for this Lobo team, trying to get a little pride, trying to get them to finish this game on an uptick.
And I think it has. They've certainly played better in the second half. Again, somewhat of a drive or two and a number of first downs.
So Busby back to pass is going to be an inside handoff, has a little bit of room. Trenae's on him, drags him down after a gain of about 2 or 3. Actually, that wasn't Trenae, that was number 74, David O'Brien with the tackle. Trenae was the lineman that was out injured a little bit earlier today. We haven't got any updates, but we're hoping that he is fine. He took a very hard hit by one of his teammates. Busby in the pistol formation, back to pass, looking down at the bottom again. Has pressure, he's going to throw it up. It's going to be caught and pushed out of bounds at about the 40 as Fitzpatrick corrals him and pushes him out.
About a minute and a half to go.
So not a lot of time left if the Lobos want to get on the board. We'll see where Busby decides to throw here. He'll be back to pass. It'll be a quick out to the slot and incomplete. So he had a Vias on a little flare pattern, but the ball was not thrown well, and it'll be an incompletion with 1:07. Actually, the clock's still running. So we're now just about down to a minute left in this ball game. So if the Lobos want to do something, Chip, they're going to have to do it pretty quick.
Yeah, they have to cover 40 yards.
Another inside handoff. Good play. Fooled the defense. Fitzpatrick there on the tackle, and as Phoenix cleans it up, Lobos down to the 29-yard line, and the coach calls his last timeout with 43 seconds remaining in the game. So some quick scores from around the league. Sonoma Valley 39, El Molino 19, Tamales 14, St. Vincent 6. Montgomery is beating Santa Rosa 14-6 in about 9 minutes left. Casa Grande's up on Ukiah 45-14. And let's see if we can get any more. Still Cardinal Newman 30, Windsor 27. That's at the end of the fourth quarter. That was about 7 minutes ago. So we'll see if Windsor has a fourth quarter comeback left in them. And it looks like St. Vincent just scored to make it 14-12 with about 11 minutes left in the fourth.
They've got hot dogs for $1. Make sure you stop by the snack bar, pick up one of those $1 hot dogs.
43 seconds remaining in this game. The Tigers leading 65-0. The Lobos on a drive trying to put points up. Busby back to pass. He's looking deep. Well covered over the middle, overshoots his receiver, was looking for a Vias.
It's going to be close to the last play time they get back into the line of scrimmage. No stop on the clock, 30 seconds to go. They're not back in formation yet.
So he's going to have to throw something near the end zone, and an incompletion is not going to stop the clock, and nor do they have any more timeouts remaining. So as you said, with 20 seconds left, this could be the last play of the game.
This is the last play of the game. There's no way to stop it.
That was actually a fumble, but I think he's going to call that as a down, and they're just going to go in. They're going to make that as a last play. So Busby takes a knee. Elsie Allen decides that's the last play, and the final score of this game will be 65-0. So a painful outcome here for the Lobos as this strong Tiger team comes in and beats them 65-0.
Yeah, it was a tough one. We have Petaluma next week. Here we go again.
So this will put the Annalee Tigers 5-0 in Sonoma County League play. Hopefully this will also keep them at least third or fourth in Division III standings. This will be the, I guess now Elsie Allen's 1-3, or actually 0-4 in league play, As you said, next week we'll be on the road as your Annalee Tigers are invading Petaluma, their last game before the playoffs start. Chip, what can we expect in that game?
Well, Petaluma's not real strong either. We should be able to hold our own for sure. Then we'll just have to see how the playoffs play out.
All right, thank you, everybody. This has been a Tiger Sports Network broadcast from Elmer Brown Field. Your Annalee Tigers beat at the Elsie Allen Lobos 65-0. My name was Eddie Van Wheel, along with Chip Castleberry, Brian Van Wheel, and Cameron Silsey. We all say have a great night, drive safe, and we will see you next week.
It's a great night to be a Tiger. Way to go, Tigers. Good night, Zoe, Teo, Emma, and Lucas.
Good night, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching.